Hi, my name is Bailey Cootie and I'm with TubeWriter. Today I'm going to show you how to insert the ink cartridge into the TubeWriter 400. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find the Pelican case that your ink cartridge is stored in. Inside of that Pelican case, you'll see you've got your ink cartridge with a plastic cap on it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, with that plastic cap on, give it a couple shakes and then remove that plastic cap and set it to the side. You should have a microfiber cloth nearby. Any microfiber cloth will do. And what you'll do is you'll take that ink cartridge with the nozzles facing down and press into the microfiber cloth and pull it across the microfiber cloth once or twice. After doing so, you should see some streaks of ink appear on the microfiber cloth. From there, you'll open up that safety cage and look for the printhead, which is right here. If you look at the printhead, there's going to be a small hole that you can put your finger through. That is where you're going to line up this section of the ink cartridge. So you'll insert it in at about a 45-degree angle and push down and back. You'll hear a click and then you'll see those 3 flashing green LED lights. That's meaning that the printhead has registered that you've successfully inserted that ink cartridge. From there, you can close up that safety cage and start a print job. When it's done and you're done using the TubeWriter, you're going to go ahead and open up that safety cage door again. And if you look at the ink cartridge, there's a little lip towards the top. You're going to put your thumb on top of it and push down and pull back to pop that ink cartridge out. From there, you'll grab that plastic clip again, put it back on the ink cartridge, and then grab your Pelican case, open it back up and insert that ink cartridge back inside that Pelican case. You'll want to keep the nozzles facing up so the ink drains back down into the ink cartridge, and you'll close it up. And that's how you take the ink cartridge out. When you get your first ink cartridge with your new unit, it's going to come in a Pelican case. This is to protect the ink cartridge from oxygen and light, as it is sensitive to those. It will come with a carabiner on it. I recommend storing it on the handle of the front of the machine. That way, whenever you're opening and closing the doors, it'll be banging around as a reminder to put the ink cartridge back in the Pelican case whenever you are done printing with the machine, to preserve the life of your ink cartridge. A couple things about the ink cartridge itself. It is sensitive to light and oxygen, so anytime it's outside of this protective case, the chemicals inside of the ink cartridge are going to start degrading faster than they would if it was inside of the Pelican case. So that means when you're printing with the ink cartridge inside of the printhead, those chemicals are degrading. Anytime you're not using the TubeWriter actively, you'll want to make sure you take that ink cartridge out. If you step away to go to the bathroom, take it out. It's super easy to pop right back in. Some more things about the ink cartridge. If you look directly at the label on it, you'll see that there's an expiration date. When you reach that expiration date, the TubeWriter software is going to give you about a 2-week grace period to allow you to use that expired ink. Once that 2-week grace period is up, the system will no longer allow you to use the expired ink. Anytime we ship out ink to you, you're going to be guaranteed a minimum of 90 days of use before that expiration date is reached. If you look also at the ink cartridge, when you give it a wipe on the microfiber cloth, you'll see that the ribbon surrounding the ink cartridge and the nozzles themselves look clean. There's no dents, tears, or perforations on it. And then I'll show you a couple examples of some bad ink cartridges as well. So this first ink cartridge I'm going to show you, you'll notice that the ribbon around it has some dents and tears. If you see those on that ribbon of your ink cartridge, it could lead to print quality issues like blurry or streaky prints. Another example of a bad ink cartridge would be this one right here. you'll see that the nozzles are not really golden anymore. They're kind of caked with dried ink, and that ribbon looks like it has ink underneath the ribbon. That's a telltale sign that the ink is drying out or already dried out because it's been left out of the system. If you look at this last ink cartridge, you'll see that there's ink pooling out of the nozzles. There shouldn't be any ink pooling out of the nozzles when it's not inserted into the printhead. So that's the last example of a bad ink cartridge. So you want to make sure that you always put it back inside of the protective case and that you're careful and gentle when inserting it into the printhead, because if you bang it on the sides of the printhead, you can dent or tear that ribbon that wraps around the cartridge, which, like I said, will lead to bad print quality or poor print durability for your samples.